Get pumped for more Gainesville Game Day.
Welcome back into Gainesville Game Day. We're going to tell you what Florida needs to do if they want to win this weekend. So we're going to give you our Florida Keys.
The Florida Keys, sponsored by Winghouse.
All right, the first key to me, Megan, is stopping the run. Kentucky's a different team than the one that we saw in here last year. Last year they had Drew Barker. They were a passing team. They were kind of a pro-style team. They changed after that. Barker went out, and they became a wildcat running, physical team. And if Florida's, we just talked about their defensive backs not being great at tackling, they're going to have to stop the run and make Kentucky throw the ball. Steve Johnson's a good quarterback. He's not a great throwing quarterback, so they've got to stop the run.
Oh, yeah, I think we've seen them so far in the red zone. They do what they need to do. So I think so far we've seen them be able to stop the other team when they need to. But, you know, this weekend it's going to be an entirely different game. So you're right. That's something they need to do if they want to win the game this weekend.
Key number 2.
All right, the second key, Megan, to me is to stop turning the ball over. You mentioned it earlier. They're doing fine on getting picks. 5 of them so far, 3 for touchdowns, but 6 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers in 2 games, and it kind of goes against everything that Coach McElwain has preached. 5 fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 interception was a terribly thrown ball by Felipe Franks and almost cost them the game, but the fumbles have got to stop.
Oh, yeah, and especially when you're facing a team that's +4. So they've shown, okay, when we get a chance to take the ball away from you, we're going to do it. So then with the Gators, they can't give them those chances, and they need to make sure they continue to take advantage of those chances when it's given to them.
Yeah, I mean, the turnovers are such a huge factor in every game, and as we talk about all the time. But the bottom line is Florida at 1-1 with a -1 in the turnover margin. I guess they're kind of fortunate to be there.
Key number 3.
Megan, I'm sure you weren't born when the streak started 30 years ago.
I was not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But I actually walked into the offices at the Gainesville Sun 30 years ago this month, and I've not seen Florida lose to Kentucky since.
Maybe you're good luck.
It must be me. I'm taking all the credit for it. But it has nothing to do with this game. I mean, I know there's a lot of people go, well, when it gets crunch time, Kentucky will blow it. This team doesn't feel that way. But Mark Stoops has said, we've got an edge to us this year. And I don't think anything that happened in the past has anything to do with it. And Florida needs to forget about it. Okay, you beat them 30 in a row. You didn't beat anybody. You guys as a team have never beaten Kentucky. You're only playing them once, and that is going to be today.
Exactly, and all streaks at some point come to an end.
Yep.
So there's no reason why that couldn't happen, you know, coming up here today.
Yeah, I think the #1 song when they last beat Florida was Amanda by Boston, which I know you've never heard either.
Key number 4.
And then the final key, and I don't know, I'm trying to think when the song Let's Get Physical was a hit. It might have been 30 years ago.
I thought of the same song when I was thinking about our next topic here.
Yeah, because they're going to have to be physical. I mean, I thought Florida was more physical in this game than they were against Michigan. Michigan, you know, whooped them, as Coach McElwain said. They're going to have to be physical in this game because this Kentucky team's different than what they've been exposed to and what we've seen. They're a team that's been built to be a physical team, and especially on the defensive line.
Like we talked about earlier, the freshmen, they need to learn how to stick with it the entire game, play that full time. So we'll see, are they going to be able to stay physical the entire game and stay up to that level with Kentucky?
I think Kentucky's a little bit better. So we'll see if Florida can get physical. We've been yelling at them for a year and a half, it feels like, to get physical. We'll see if that does happen. And we'll see if Florida can win the game. And we'll see who Megan's picking. That's the big story because she's 1-0. I'm 0-1. We'll be right back after this break on Gainesville Game Day with the picks.